Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It is Wednesday, May 24th. I threw a post up on the community page asking for topics, and this is a topic that came in asking about Social Security, specifically Bernie Sanders and the Social Security Expansion Act. This act would raise Social Security payments by $200 a month. Now, currently, with Social Security, it's capped off. Your earnings through your work are capped off at about $147,000 a year. So if you make over $147,000 a year, you no longer pay Social Security on any future money earned during that year. This bill, if it passed, right now I think it's up to, now it's been changed, it's up to $162,000 a year. So the first $162,000 that you earn will have Social Security payments taken out. After that, it's not taxed at all. This new bill would say that, and if I'm reading this right, all income above $250,000 would be taxed again on the Social Security payroll tax. So it sounds like, if you get up to $162,000, you pay Social Security. From $162 to $250, you're not paying Social Security. I guess that's how it's going. But then if you go above $250,000, you start paying Social Security again. It seems really complicated, and I imagine they carved that out so that middle class or upper middle class get something of a break, but people who are even wealthier than that are contributing again to help other people. I'm assuming that's the logic with it. My brother and I both live in the Bay Area, and in the Bay Area, it's got a really, San Francisco Bay Area, very high expensive, cost of living in the Bay Area. And the salaries are much higher in the San Francisco Bay Area to accommodate that higher cost of living. So translate that as you will. My brother and I, when we've talked about it, we just figured get rid of the cap. If you're just used to paying the 6.2%, just keep it going. Just don't cap it. And that way, you're just always paying that tax, and the people that earn more money are contributing to Social Security, which are helping people who've earned less money have a better chance at a decent lifestyle. And according to Bernie's plan, with this gap, as it appears, it's going to fully fund Social Security for another 75 years. So I don't see the problem with it except for one thing. That means wealthy people are going to be paying more taxes. And if there's one thing we found out is that wealthy people don't like paying taxes because they'll be less wealthy. So then they get in the ears of senators and congresspeople and do things so that they don't have to pay more taxes. Say that tax plan, the middle class tax cut that the Republicans passed in 2017, which didn't really benefit the middle class, but benefited wealthy people a lot. 3.5 minutes in there. Public service announcement. This is not a MAGA-friendly channel. If you cannot stand criticism of MAGA, Donald Trump, the Republican Party, or whatnot, this is your opportunity to leave. If you're over 65 plus and a MAGA fan, you might want to stick around because this actually does impact you, and you should have an opinion on it. Just saying. And this is a tarot channel. It's a spiritual channel. I ask questions and I throw tarot cards and interpret my cards. If you think tarot is the devil's work and you're going to pray for my soul, just go. Just go. You got other things to do. There's other souls that need a lot more prayers than mine do right now. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye. For everybody else, let's go find out what's going on. So the question was, is this going to go through? So I'm going to read on the current situation. It didn't get brought up to the floor in the last, when the Democrats held the House, and now the Republicans hold it, but Bernie Sanders did reintroduce the bill back in February. And let's just see what's going on with it. Intellectually, I can't see the Republicans bringing this to the floor because that would tax wealthy people. And there's one thing that they don't like doing is taxing wealthy people. Is it fair? Heck yeah, it's fair. It's really fair. But then again, the other thing with the Republicans is that senior citizens make up a huge base for them. And this is money in their pockets. So they should want that. We'll find out. Let's see what the cards say. What's the current situation with this bill? I'm so sorry. It's like a deal with the devil. It's interesting. This bill, likely, I would say, just if I only threw this card, it's unlikely to go through because this is like a sacred cow to the Republicans. But, again, the chains around these people's necks are really loose. They could take it off if they wanted to and just slay that devil right there. It's also, the devil is in the details, the devil's in the room type of thing. This makes a whole lot of sense, which of course means that maybe it's compromise. Maybe compromise needs to happen. And there we go. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles, intergenerational wealth. This is about family inheritance and stuff like that, crossed with really, really wealthy people not wanting to be taxed, and this is going to be a tax. So, who are the Republicans going to support? Are they going to support their wealthy donors, or are they going to support their 65-year-old plus base, who are all retired, or most of them are retired anyways, collecting Social Security and depending on that? What an unenviable position for them to be in. This is where they have to get up. This is where the Republicans come out with their messaging about bootstraps and, grandparents willing to die for their kids to keep the economy going. That kind of garbage. We'll see what the messaging is. Chances are they'll just want this thing to go away quietly. But the Democrats may make enough noise and campaign on it that they can't ignore it. In the past, victory. Okay, I think what this victory card is that the Democrats did not get this passed when they controlled the House. I don't know if it would have passed the Senate, but the Republicans now control the House, and they're not. It died. It died, but Bernie's bringing it back again. So you had your laurels in the past. Now you got to deal with this thing. What's the current situation? The Emperor. Okay, so this is going to be like Kevin McCarthy having to decide what he's going to do with the situation at hand. Because, on the one hand, the donors aren't going to want this. But on the other hand, the people that vote for you, that keep you in power, are going to want that. Now, the donors keep you in power too, because they rain money down on you. So McCarthy's going to have to figure out what this is going to be. And then he's going to have to talk with the MAGA crowd. And yeah, okay. This is McCarthy's problem to deal with. Overarching situation, the overarching energy is the Moon card. It's this is kind of the, how do we tell our elderly voters no without them thinking that we're abandoning them, and convince them that this is Joe Biden's fault and the Democrats' fault? They would message it something like, because Hunter Biden's laptop, the economy's not doing well, which is Joe Biden's fault. And if the economy was doing well, then there'd be plenty of Social Security money coming in to take care of the elderly people. Oh, of course, and supply chain issues. A lot of the problems is due to inflation, and that's what's causing the problems. Deflection. They're going to try and figure out how they can deflect this and blame Joe Biden, inflation, the Democrats, and not require their overlords to have to weigh in on this one and remind them that they don't want tax increases. The lesson to be learned is the Nine of Cups. This is going to be your elites who have everything. You know, they've got everything. They've got all the victories behind them. And they're not going to want this. And you've got to keep them happy because they're the people who give you money. At the same time, these are also the people that vote for you. And you got to keep them happy too. Right now, I'm saying they're leaning towards the big donors here, because honestly, they can fool enough of the Republican base to back them. But doing so, they will do it at their own peril. Election season's coming. The Democrats are going to point out how they tried to show compassion to senior citizens who are collecting Social Security with an extra $200 a month that would have been paid for just by keeping the payroll tax for Social Security on people earning more than $250,000 a year. It is such an easy message to deliver, and it's going to be disastrous for the Republicans if they don't unchain themselves from the devil. But the Republicans are in a crossroads. They need to pick their loyalties. And the way this spread is going out right now, the Republicans are going to stick with the big wealthy donors, and they'll go down the ship with them. Because I think they feel like they can muddy the waters, they can convince their supporters that this isn't a Republican issue, this is a Democrat issue and a Democrat failing, and it's all the Democrats' fault. Okay, so that's my reading on that. My guess is that it's not going to pass while the Republicans are in charge of the House. And what will end up happening is that it's going to lead to a tower moment, probably election time, and it's going to probably be yet another thing that's going to cause a blue wave in 2024, allowing the Democrats to hold the House and the Senate. At that point, I would expect Bernie's going to get that thing through, and I suspect it will pass both houses easily and be signed by a Democratic president. That's my take on it. Sorry, it's not better news on the short term for my viewers who are collecting Social Security. I wish I could give you a better answer than that, but that's just what we're dealing with right now. Hang on for like another 2 years, another year, 2 years, and we should get past this, and you'll be in good shape. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.